With both the PlayStation Plus freebies and the March games with gold being out right now, it is once again time to compare both services' offerings and decide on which one is better. I would say that both services have pretty good lineups in March, but ultimately we have to pick one to go with. So without further ado, as always, let's kick it off with the PlayStation Plus games, and it is a pretty good month. However, unlike last month, or I should say this month, in March we're only getting two games, that being Shadow of the Colossus and Sonic Forces, but there's also a free trial coming at the end of March that I think is worth mentioning, and we'll talk that as well. So first up, we have Shadow of the Colossus, which is one of the best PlayStation 2 games of all time. Some would go as far as to say it is the best PlayStation 2 game of all time, and you get the remake that is coming from Bluepoint Games, and it is a tremendous remake. Now, it is a game that I imagine some people have played. However, it's not like in previous months where we've gotten like Last of Us remastered, we've gotten, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. I think Shadow of the Colossus is a game that's been a little bit more low-key, especially because some people just played it on the PS2 and maybe they didn't see reason to go back and play it on the PS4, whatever the case may be. But now is the time to go back and either play Shadow of the Colossus again or give it a look for the first time. Rebuilt from the ground up by Bluepoint Games and Japan studio, Shadow of the Colossus on PlayStation 4 systems introduces the awe of its unforgettable world and towering creatures to a new generation of gamers, while allowing longtime fans to revisit the beloved masterpiece with unparalleled visual fidelity and improved performance. The game got incredible reviews. It's north of a 90 on Metacritic, and this remake makes it even better. Tales in the game speak of an ancient realm where colossi roam the majestic landscape bound to the land. These creatures hold a key to a mystical power of revival, a power you must obtain to bring a loved one back to life. The game is noted to be a timeless masterpiece, and it's a breathtaking journey through ancient lands to seek out gigantic beasts armed with only a sword and a bow, explore the spacious lands, and unearth each colossus, presenting a unique challenge to test your wits, determination, and skill. So the game does fundamentally rely on its epic boss fights. There's not a lot more in terms of extravagant gameplay outside of its boss fights. It's a lot of exploration and going from location to location. However, that ambient exploration actually adds a layer to the anticipation and the suspense building up to these colossal battles with the colossi, and you'll explore vast forbidden lands filled with haunting ruins on a quest to bring a girl back to life. Some of the best visuals that you're going to see out of a PS4 game, and if you're playing on PlayStation 4 Pro, the game is going to look even better. And the fact that it is a PlayStation Plus freebie now, you have no reason not to check it out. Definitely give that a look, and definitely a good starting point for the Plus offerings in March. Also in March, you are getting Sonic Forces. Now, Sonic Forces definitely isn't the best Sonic game. Let's not get it twisted and even try to make that argument. It is far from it. However, given the fact the Sonic movie just came out, and I often tout that it's important to offer games that are a little bit more timely and in the news, hey, in some sense, Sonic Forces is kind of in the news. Sonic as an IP is just in the news, so offering Sonic Forces I think is a pretty good idea. Would I have liked a better Sonic game? Sure, but I think they already offered Sonic Mania as a Plus freebie, and I don't believe any other Sonic games are on the PlayStation 4 that are playable directly. I actually think Microsoft has the right idea, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But that's because they got this little thing called backwards compatibility, and unfortunately we don't have that on the PlayStation 4. Nonetheless, we do have Sonic Forces, where the fate of Sonic the Hedgehog's world is in your hands. Join the uprising. So obviously, this is a different kind of Sonic game. In Sonic Forces, the evil Dr. Eggman has conquered much of the world with help from a powerful and mysterious new villain named Infinite. Now you must assist Sonic and build an army to reclaim the world as they fight against chaos and destruction, defeat enemies with blazing speed as modern Sonic, catapult past perilous platforms as classic Sonic, and possibly most importantly, create your very own custom hero character equipped with a variety of powerful gadgets. Experience fast-paced action with these three unique gameplay styles, explore iconic stages, plus fight across unique added content with Shadow as a playable character. Sonic Forces, again, not the best received Sonic game, but it is one of the more recently released Sonic game, coming out back in 2017, and it is exciting to see it as a freebie, and this is a game that some people are just going to have interest in due to its nostalgic factor. A lot of people are just nostalgic with Sonic, and you probably haven't checked out Sonic Forces, so maybe it's a game you can spend some time with. I should also note that there is some free DLC for the game available directly on the PlayStation Store with the Supersonic DLC as well as the Sonic T-shirts DLC, so you can check that out as well. And lastly, do want to quickly note that this isn't going to happen for a while, but come March 27th, there will be a free trial for Predator Hunting Grounds that'll last until March 29th. Just a free trial, so I can't value this that greatly, but Predator Hunting Grounds is a pretty interesting multiplayer multiplayer title that'll be officially releasing on April 23rd, and it looks rather good, and the best part about it all is that it's going to have cross-platform play with the PC version of the title. I don't see the PC version of the title being a smashing hit, given the fact that it does look to be an Epic Game Store exclusive, but nonetheless, cross-platform play right out of the gate is something that I can definitely get behind, and it's a nice addition to have when talking about Predator Hunting Grounds, but again, that won't be kicking off until March 27th, and it'll only be lasting until March 29th. So that is the PlayStation Plus roster of games that you will be getting in March. I think pretty good, all things considered, with SOTC, Sonic Forces, and Predator Hunting Ground. But let's move on to the Xbox Live Games with Gold title, and as always, they're going to have an inherent advantage when you're talking about Xbox One titles and Xbox 360 games, and I think they have a rather good month. First, let's talk the Xbox One titles, where we do have Batman: The Enemy Within, the complete season. So this is actually Season 2 of Batman: A Telltale series, so that is a little bit of a problem if you didn't play the first game. Nonetheless, I still value this very highly because this game is awesome. In the latest chapter from the award-winning studio behind Batman: The Telltale series, both Bruce Wayne and Batman will be forced into precarious new roles. The Riddler has returned to terrorize Gotham City, but his gruesome puzzles merely foreshadow an even greater crisis. I really dug my time with Batman: The Telltale series. I love the noir update they've introduced as well, and if you're a fan of Batman the lore, or if you're a fan of the Telltale games, Batman: The Enemy Within and Batman Telltale series as a whole is a really good offering, received rather well. This one's got a 79 on Metacritic, very positive reception by people that have played the game, and as a freebie, normally priced at $14.99, I think this is a great addition to the Games with Gold lineup. Also, we've got a great action platformer in Shantae, Half a Genie Hero. Shantae is a pretty iconic franchise, and this is the latest Shantae game. Shantae embarks on her first full HD adventure when a mysterious crime wave sweeps Suican land. It's up to the Half Genie Hero Shantae to save the day, use Shantae's devastating hair whip attack to send monsters flying, or belly dance to transform into more powerful forms. Another very well-received game with a 76 on Metacritic, very positive reception. Obviously, this is definitely a lower key title, but this is more so a complementary game to the rest of the lineup, so I think it's fine, and Shantae is a game that if you boot up and play and you're into platformers, you're gonna have a really, really good time with it. Arcade-style action stages that unfold into a full world to explore, fast action, quest-style exploration rolled into one, huge bosses, humorous dialogue, and the wonderfully weird Shantae cast return now in fully animated HD, so a lot of good stuff there. Typically goes for $19.99, but a freebie for Games with Gold subscribers in March. And it doesn't stop there. While those are the two Xbox One games, the Xbox 360 titles are also pretty good. You'll be getting Sonic Generations, so that's a 360 game, and it's fully playable on Xbox One. You want to talk Sonic Forces comparatively to Sonic Generations? Man, Sonic Generations is the better Sonic game, bar none. Sonic Generations might be my favorite Sonic game in the last decade and a half, and yeah, maybe that's not saying a lot because Sonic has been a little bit of a roller coaster in terms of quality level, but hey, you've had Sonic Mania as well. Sonic Generations is awesome, the ultimate celebration of 20 years of Sonic gaming. Sonic Generations delivers the definitive experience for Sonic fans, new and old. Sonic's universe is thrown into chaos when a mysterious new power comes into force, creating time holes, which takes Sonic and his friends back in time. While there, Sonic runs into some very familiar characters from his past, including a younger version of guess who? Himself. Now they must team up and defeat their enemies, save their friends, and find out who is behind this diabolical deed. The great thing about Sonic Generations, of course, is it combines the both of the styles of play in Sonic games. It was received really, really well. It's got a 77 on Metacritic, but really that doesn't do the game justice. This is a game that I think is a phenomenal Sonic offering, and if you're a fan of Sonic, if you like the fundamental gameplay of Sonic, there is no way you're not going to like Sonic Generations. It's just a very well-developed game. Presentation is great, it hits those nostalgic key points, and if you're talking about a game to complement the release of Sonic the Movie is a game that tugs on nostalgia, and Sonic Generations, in my opinion, is the game that goes towards more of that nostalgia style of presentation, rather than Sonic Forces that was going for something new and compelling and didn't really completely deliver on that end. Not to say it's a terrible game, but Sonic Generations definitely on another level. And lastly, Xbox 360 owners and Xbox One players will be able to check out Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Now, Lords of Shadow 2 was not as well received as Lords of Shadow 1. However, I don't think it was a terrible game. It just featured a lot of changes that I don't think were necessary for Lords of Shadow. Dracula, weak and yearning, released from immortality, must reclaim his powers and defeat Satan. An epic fantasy adventure set in an expansive modern-day world, awoken after centuries of slumber, weakened and yearning for release from his immortal bonds, Dracula Dracula must reclaim his powers and make a pact. Lords of Shadow 2 is still gonna offer you some fun to be had, just don't expect as good of a game as Lords of Shadow 1, but still a fun little title. And if you are into action-adventure games and you go into it without expecting completely a Castlevania one-to-one clone, because it's absolutely not that. Lords of Shadow 1 really wasn't even that. There were rumblings that Lords of Shadow originated as a non-Castlevania game and then they kind of transformed into that. Whatever the case may be, Lords of Shadow 2 isn't a great game, but some players that played the game, not critics, but actual gamers, did end up enjoying the game. And Lords of Shadow 2, again, I don't think it was as good as the first, but still definitely a decent game. So that is the Xbox Live Games with Gold lineup, and if you compare it to March's PlayStation Plus, well, I would say March's PS Plus is pretty good with SOTC, Sonic Forces, and you getting the Predator Hunting Grounds trial. Look, it's 4 games to 2. I don't really count the trial as a full game. Sonic Generations is way better than Sonic Forces, and then Shadow of the Colossus is tremendous, but you're talking about Shadow of the Colossus competing with Batman the Enemy Within, Shantae Half Genie Hero, and Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. You're talking 3 to 1, and I'm sure some of you guys are gonna go and make the argument, hey, SOTC is a stronger game than all 3 of those put together. I necessarily am not going to go down that rabbit hole with you, so I'm going to give the slight edge to Xbox Live Games with Gold this month, but that is just one man's opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinions. What do you think? Are you on board with me? Thought Games with Gold was better? Are you siding with PlayStation Plus and think the Plus offerings are better? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.